Um, it's almost over, right? Tomorrow night, you're going to walk across the stage. Yes, there were like some applause over there. Thank you so much. Some people kind of clapped over there like you wasn't okay. Yeah, there you go. And some of you guys, I know that's like the greatest news you've ever heard, that this thing is almost over, and to like the rest of you, I don't know how to relate, I don't know who's who, but some of you feel like the walls are like coming down around you. So there's kind of this mixture at graduation time of like, yeah, and also like, oh no. I remember like some of you at meetings, my parents aren't going to boss me around anymore. We play video games all I want. The other side of the room is like, who's going to make my PB&Js and cut the edges at 1.5 inches, just perfect to wash my clothes. So I know that's all going on, and in the midst of all this stuff tonight, before I get going on my whole spiel, I really do want to take a moment. I know this is for the seniors tonight, and so I'm sorry for stealing your spotlight in this moment, but I just want to thank the people who have brought you guys to this point. I want to thank your parents first. Clap. Mom and dad's putting in hours and days and months and years, and there's some heads going, yeah. Some rows were longer than others, but we're here, moms and dads, and I just know all the time spent in prayer, all the time spent discussing and making decisions and helping and guiding your children have all brought you to this point of adulthood and releasing them, and some of you pushing them out of the nest forever. But I want to thank you, parents, for real, and teachers and faculty. Students, I don't know what point you're at as 18-year-olds graduating in the next 24 hours, but some of you may get this, some of you won't. The sacrifices that these men and women make for you as your teachers and as your faculty, maybe as you get to know them later as adults, and you're an adult, they're an adult, they can let you in on some of the times, but what these men and women sacrifice, I don't even know if there's any teachers in here tonight, but I just want to thank you guys. I know that your teacher's prayer for you is for you to be successful in a worldly sense, absolutely, but even more importantly, in a really spiritual sense, so that you, as men and women graduating and moving into the world, that your effect for the gospel is powerful and pertinent. Is this like muting my voice, or okay? Sorry, I'm gonna let it go. And other family members that are here tonight, I just want to thank you guys too, and know that you guys are praying with your brothers and sisters. Those of you that are aunts and uncles, grandmas and grandpas, just praying with your family, for your students, and just what a celebration tonight is for you guys, with you guys, and I'm just so incredibly thankful to be included in this thing, to be here with you and to be a part of tonight. And so tonight what I want to do in my short time is to talk about something that's coming for each of you. Like I said, Gene said, I work with college students at Christ Church and on campus at UNF, and so not even much further from that. I'm 23 years old, so I'm not much far removed from college and my freshman year. Graduation this night is weird, and I went to a Christian school, and we had a baccalaureate, and I'm having flashbacks and thinking that you guys are going to tell me to shave, kind of thing. So I can relate with you guys, and I know what's coming for you, and so tonight I want to share it with you. And this is what it looks like. You move and transition out of moms and dads, teachers and faculty and coaches, all the people we just applauded for. You move out of them telling you the truth. Okay, so you go to church, you go to school, and in your case it's kind of the same thing. It bleeds over and overlaps a lot, and people are telling you the truth that you should believe. Okay, and what you're moving into is a place where they encourage you to own the truth that you believe in. And so rather than somebody telling you, here's what you believe and believe it because I say so, it's here's several choices and options, either of which could destroy or recreate your entire world belief system. What do you believe in, and how does it weigh up against it? And it looks the same for everybody. Some of you guys are like, I'm not going to school, or I'm going to a Christian school. It doesn't make a difference because what you're doing is stepping out of a bubble that protects you. Okay, this fellowship, this church body, these moms and dads and teachers that know you and love you, you're stepping out of that. And it's scary, and it's exciting, and I don't even want to go down that road. But you're stepping into a world that lets you think for yourself, and they want you to think for yourself. And so whether you're staying here, living with mom and dad, going to FSCJ, or you're going across the country to one of those secular universities, in the world, or you're just looking for a job for the summer and you have no idea what the fall holds for you, I can relate to that. It doesn't make a difference. You're stepping into the world that's going to make you own the truth that you say you believe in. And so tonight, what I want to do in short is attempt to answer this question, and it's a hard one. Is there truth? Is there truth? And I don't mean in a small t truth, like truth plural. That's easy, right? That answer to that question is easy. If you throw a match on some gasoline, it's going to flame. If you cut yourself, you stab an artery, you're going to bleed out. That's true no matter where you go. I can go to any culture in the world and stab somebody in the artery, and they're going to bleed out theirs as they would here. If I'm in their culture, I'm going to throw a match with some gasoline, and it's going to set fire. Those things are true, right? Everywhere, no matter what. There are truths, little t. But what I'm talking about tonight, is there truth, a capital T truth, a truth that trumps all others, a truth that sits upon every man, every woman, every philosophy, every world system? Is there a truth that is the greatest? And so some of you tonight are like, absolutely, yes, I know what it is. And so, great, let's dive in together. But that's the question I want to talk about tonight, is this capital T truth. In Europe and North America, in the West, in colleges especially, the answer to this question, is there a capital T truth? The answer is absolutely not. Okay, what you find in most Western systems is this idea that if it's true on a really personal level. Okay, if something's true, it's only true because you believe it's so. You believe it's true. Okay, so truth is held for a really personal level, and so if you believe in something and try to impose it on other people, try to make them believe it, it moves in on somebody else's belief on truth, you're called intolerant. Okay, in a lot of places they're going to say, you're the reason that we fight wars. You're a bigot, and all the other words that come along with it. If your truth, if you try to say that it's greater than somebody else's, you're intolerant. And so what we call that today is relativity. I know that you guys have several classes of apologetics and philosophy and things like that here on campus, and so you may be familiar with these terms. But what relativity is this idea that truth is relative to everybody. Okay, your truth, and your truth is yours, and mine is mine, and they really don't ever bleed or intersect, and if I try to change yours, it's not okay. And so it's just this really weird, comical system in world belief. And so here's an example. Tonight I'm not going to spend a lot of time on relativity. Some of you may be heartbroken about that, and we're not going to lay out this idea. But here's just a short example. A few months ago, my family and I were in San Francisco, and we were on an awesome vacation. It was restful, but we pulled up to the hotel downtown. We were driving through. I remember driving. It's just so beautiful. Never been to San Francisco. All these buildings are so gorgeous. Just had this dream state. And as we opened the door to the hotel, the noise of the traffic came in first. It's just kind of shocking to my senses. And then the next thing that we see is just this ruckus. I don't even know how to describe it. Just people and signs, and they had blood on their face, and there were things strung across the light posts and T-shirts and signs, and so there are these protesters there greeting us. Welcome to San Francisco. There's a protest. And so the first group is there protesting, and as we kind of try to weave through, we're getting our bags, what we notice is that another group of protesters have shown up. And so you've got the first group of protesters protesting what they're protesting about, and then another group of protesters show up to protest what they're protesting about. Is everybody following that whole line? Right? So the second group is protesting, and they're handing out pamphlets. That's the difference. The first guy's just yelling at you, and they're yelling at Aaron, and I was getting all, I was trying to Hulk out on him. But the second group is handing out flyers, and this is in big, bold print on the bottom of the flyer, in block letters, says this: intolerance will not be tolerated. Right? And so they're handing out pamphlets saying, this guy can't tell you what to believe, and I'm telling you that and it's like a comical, backward system of belief that makes everybody just feel so warm, this relativity thing. And let's move forward, okay? As people, as humans, what we do is we try to figure out why we do things. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money. They go and they sit in a nice office, with some of you will recognize this reference to a movie. It smells of mahogany, and there's many leather-bound books there. There's doctors that sit and they think, why do you, they ask you this question, why? How does that make you feel? Why do you think you did that? Where does that come from in you? And so I don't mean to offend anybody in the room. I just realized I may have stepped on some toes. But what we do as people is we try to figure out why we do the things we do. why did that make me really angry? Or why does this make me really happy? And so, for thousands of years, really, as you look back in history, we've been trying to do this. And so, to spare everybody, 3 or 4 hours tonight of studying that, we're just going to run over the last 150 years, okay? And so what you have first with the Marxists, there's this idea, Marxism, that everything that forms you, everything that makes you who you are is based on economic pressures, okay? So economic forces. So whatever economic system you grow up in, it establishes whether or not you love your dad or hate your dad, or depending on your economic forces around you, if you love your country or hate your country. And so Marxism is all about economics. That's what forms who you are and makes you do the things that you do. Next, you move along and you find Freud, and those of you who like crazy, you like Freud. What Freudians believe is this idea, Freudians assume that everything is shaped by repressed sexual instincts. Christian school, we're going to move forward, okay? Freudians, that's because you've got this repressed sexuality, and so that's what makes you do the things you do. And then more recently, you have behavioral psychologists, and it's this belief that we are stimulus response mechanisms. So stimulus response mechanisms for younger people and everybody else that's like me when I read that, go, what? Stimulus response means you live in your life, and things, stimuli, enter into your life, and you respond to them. And so that's really all you amount to. You're living your life, there are things that come in and make you respond to it, and that's just what you are, your mechanism that responds to things. Okay, so every one of you in this room have walked into this place, whether you know it or not, with a set of convictions about how things work. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, seniors, you walked in here with a belief system. Okay, and some of it you know about, some of it you think about, some of it is subconscious. You've already answered the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose in life? Maybe not if I gave every one of you a piece of paper and asked you these questions, what's your purpose in life? And not everybody could write it down, this is exactly it. But you have these subconscious beliefs and convictions about the world and the universe and why we believe and what we believe in. So it's not about writing it down on a piece of paper, but if each one of us in this room looked at our life, you'd see it there. Your answers to the big questions, if you looked closely at the way that you live your life, there's the answer. And so, to make sense of all this, these big three over the last 150 years, we're going to look at the Bible. And the Bible is going to disagree with these three philosophies. Okay, the big three, the Bible is going to teach us not Freudism, not Marxism, but this idea that you are shaped by and molded by and walk in whatever you hold to be ultimate.